We are live. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a wonderful week. It's gotten cold again here in the Bay Area a little bit. A little cold, a little bit rainy. So as they say, April showers brings May flowers, hopefully. What's up, Chris? I think I don't know. I know I've said this before. I think we're gonna have a short one today. Maybe. We'll see. Rian, thank you for coming on. Excellent. I assume audio and visuals good. Just a thumbs up from everybody. Okay. 83 in Texas. What is it here? It's 65 here today. In the Bay. So not horrible. It's going to get up to in the 70s. Looks like low 70s later on this afternoon, but yeah, it's been a little chilly. Thanks. Love the hat. Thank you very much. It's a good one. It's actually, I just put this sweater on too, actually. My old man sweater with my pockets right here. You know, old man sweater for the win. Thanks, Mom. My mom bought me my first old man sweater. Okay. So if you didn't watch last week, it's okay. I'm going to do a little continuation. At the end of last week's live stream, I was trying to implement posting about a random blog post in Total CMS or a random product in Total CMS. And I was hitting some roadblocks. So I did a little bit of research and came up with a solution. It actually involves a little bit of code. It was possible to do everything like natively all within Zapier, but it was like super like complicated amount of steps, and it was just like jumping through hoops. So, it was like 5 lines of code and it was done. So I shared the code. I already posted the code actually on the event space for this live stream on the community. So, I'll put it in the chat as well, just so everyone has it here. Hopefully I still have it on my clipboard. There we go. So I am going to be referencing this link or this code. So that's the code we're going to be using today inside Zapier. And it just allows us to do some really quick little filtering on Total CMS. So just a little heads up. I already did that. Already actually prepared a little bit for today. So yeah, I wanted to prepare because I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to jump on here and not be able to do this. So yeah, I didn't want to have 2 failures in a row. That would have been just catastrophic. So can't have that. So let's dive in. And I'm sure we're probably going to have a bunch of, time afterwards. If you guys have any questions about, I don't know, anything, if you want. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably have a little bit of time afterwards today because I think we're going to be pretty golden. So we're going to be spending most of our time inside Safari. So let's go to Zapier. Actually, you know what I noticed today? Zapier had a little bit of a UI update. So like they upped their style game, and yeah, their workflows are pretty much exactly the same. I'll be honest. Everything is exactly the same. It's just a little bit more styled, which I'm always happy to see more styles. Okay, so yeah. Gunter, hey, Gaston, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and, I already created this. It kind of created this app. I'll delete some of the steps just so we can get here. I'll delete this. So you see, look, we have like everything's a little bit bigger today. It wasn't even like this yesterday, so I'm pretty sure this happened like today. So yeah. So just a reminder, the goal of what we're trying to do here is, I wanted to be able to, so last week we analyzed the RSS feed of Total CMS, and then we tweeted out whenever a new blog post is submitted, we configured Zapier to automatically send out a tweet, right? I just used Twitter because it was it was something that was just quick and easy to verify that was not, native. It was like a service, but you could really do anything you want. I mean, Zapier connects to a million different things, so you can really do a lot. So that was cool, right? But again, that is something that is, it's promoting something new, right? We post a new blog post, or if you're using Total CMS blog for something other than a blog, right? Whenever you post something new, that then triggers like an event in Zapier because there's a new item inside the RSS feed. Then Zapier is going to say, hey, I found this new item. I'm going to go ahead and create a tweet out of it. And that's what we did last week. Now that's cool, but what if we wanted to, like, if you have a blog, or if you have, like, for example, I have a ton of stacks, right? And I'm constantly getting new customers, and it's possible not all my customers know about all my other stacks, like Agent or Slot Machine, which I'm working on a really cool update to Slot Machine. Slot Machine 4 coming out soon. It's going to be slick. Okay, anyway. So people don't know about all of my stacks. So I wanted the ability to like randomly pick a stack and then just market it, right? It's something that can be totally 100% automated with Zapier. So if you're using Total CMS, you want to randomly promote blog posts or videos that you store in a blog, or, basically anything you can store in Total CMS blog, you can promote it automatically with Zapier on a daily basis or whatever you want. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. Okay. Now we're back into Zapier. Okay. So just to recap, I created a Zap, right? Remember, I actually created this last week. This is the same exact one I created last week. Okay. Here, let's go ahead. We're going to start all over. Why not? Okay. So I created this Zap, and it's a schedule Zap, and it just says run every day. So we say, okay, schedules by Zapier, run every day, click continue, trigger on weekends. Yes. Time of day, noon, or you can choose a specific time of day. Okay. And then you say continue. Okay. Authentication credentials were not provided. What? That's weird. We found a day. Continue. Any errors? Authentication credentials. Did my Zapier? Oh, I got logged out for some reason. Okay, let me log into Zapier. That was weird. And we need to my Zaps. Man, they're really changing stuff today. That homepage was completely different earlier today, so they're definitely modifying all kinds of stuff. Hopefully they don't break Zapier while I'm doing my live stream. So let's go back into this. Name your Zap is like the default one, right? So let's click on that. This is the one we were looking at. Okay, and here I'm gonna delete this step just so we can start off from scratch. Actually, you know what? For fun, I don't want to rename. Okay, so we're gonna do. We want to run it every day at noon. Trigger on weekends. Yes, continue. Okay, so we're done. So this is now, we're scheduling it to run every day at noon. So every day at noon, this Zap is now going to run. And last week I tried, we talked about how Total CMS has a bunch of known JSON files. I guess I should probably go over that, or go over that again. Okay. Let's open up Transmit. By the way, while Transmit is opening, I've been having a lot of weird Mac issues, like this week, like all kinds, like really off. Like my webcam got, it stopped recognizing my webcam. Like apps would just take forever. For some reason, Transmit's taking a long time right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but okay. So Transmit was taking, this took a while to open, but some apps were just like, Mail would just not quit, and all kinds of stuff, right? Now let's quit some of these other things I don't necessarily need running right now. Don't need all this stuff here. Okay. Okay, so let's go to Sandbox. This is my server. But anyway, got train of thought. So my Mac was behaving weird. So this morning I decided, you know what? It's been a while since I reset my PRAM. When you boot up your Mac and you hold down Command Option PR, I did that, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Man, my Mac is like new. It is amazing. So anyway, if you're having problems with your Mac, sometimes you just forget to reset that PRAM. It's kind of a weird thing. Sometimes I wish Apple would just like automatically do that when you just boot every time. Like, I don't know what the heck stored in the PRAM, but yeah, I reset my PRAM, and yeah, I am a happy camper today. So anyway, back to our regularly programmed study or whatever that thing is. Okay. So here we are on my server. And if we go into CMS data, okay, you know, that's where all the total CMS data is stored. And then under blog, that's where all the blog data is stored. And then here's all of our blogs, because we can have multiple blogs, right? So here, if we go to store, there is inside of every blog, there is a file called _blog.json. And this file contains like all the summary information that is used by the blog list. Okay, so here, let's open up this file. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And it should open up in plist Edit Pro. Boop. Okay, so here is a JSON file. And now JSON is just text, but it's easier to look at it in this little nice tree view here. And it has all kinds of stuff. So like if you go to art, oh, there are no archived, but it sorts everything by authors, by all the categories, and it shows you all the permalinks that are in every single category. I mean, it does all kinds of stuff. But in this post part of the JSON file, it contains all the data about every blog post. Well, all the data that's available in the blog list. So it doesn't have the full blog content. It doesn't have the extra content areas. And I think those are it, right? But it has everything else. So it has all the categories, the draft setting, the features, the galleries, the images, the labels, permalinks, summaries, all that jazz. Okay. So it has all of this. So what I wanted to do is, since we have this file that we can just query with Zapier, essentially the idea is once a day, we're going to randomly pick one of these bad boys, and then I can get all the information about it, and then we can tweet it. Cool. Sound good? Sound like a plan? I don't see any questions, so hopefully it's a plan. Okay. Someone post something in the chat. Make sure that everything's still golden. Hopefully it's good. Okay. So we'll minimize that. Okay. So last week I tried to use something called a, what was it? Webhook. Okay. I tried to use a webhook. Oops. I tried to use this, and it does require a premium account on Zapier. And then I tried to I put the URL to that JSON file. So basically it was just the straight URL to that JSON file. Let's find, where is it? There it is. So there's the URL to that JSON file. Okay. Again, it was my website, CMS data blog store _blog.json. Okay. And then I tried to filter through the data, and it wasn't working. Okay. So we're going to delete this step, and we're going to all do it via something different. So what we're going to do is we're going to do code. Okay. And what's cool about this that I'm showing you right now, code by Zapier doesn't require a premium account. So that's a second bonus. Okay. So now we have code by Zapier. Okay. And let's go ahead and choose an event. We're going to run JavaScript. And we're going to say continue. And this is where it gives us a place to enter in our JavaScript. And as I said, hey, Willie, thanks, Matt, for the confirmation that everything is good. So here I clicked on that link. This is the code that we're going to be using. So I'm just going to take this code here. We're going to copy it. And I'm just going to paste that code directly into here. Okay. There are some bugs in this new editor. Like it gets rid of all the new line characters, which is a little annoying. Everything will still work, but I want it readable. Okay. Let's just go here, enter. Okay. So here we go. So this isn't rocket science. This is JavaScript. And while it might scare some of you, If you just want to use this to get a random blog post, all you need to do is customize this URL. Customize this URL in the code to be wherever your _blog.json file is, and leave the rest alone. Okay, and it will do it. One thing that I did do is I filter out anything that is a draft. Okay, so if you have a post that is set to draft, it will be ignored by this. Okay, and that's what this little doodad section right there is. Okay, if you want to muck around with JavaScript and play around with this to your heart's content, be my guest. But if you're scared of code and you just want this to work, copy my code, change this URL, and you're golden. Okay? And what this will do is this essentially, it fetches this JSON. It then, this line here basically parses it and does a bunch of magic, and it does this filter based on the draft. And then this line right here essentially randomly picks one. And then we return our winner, okay, which is our one post. Okay, so let's go ahead and click continue. And let's test and review. Drum roll, please. Da, 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 da. Here we go. So this test data is actually some sample data from Davide's Mercury project. Okay, so it has data about products. So this is like a sofa, and it randomly picked this one sofa for us. Okay, so it's the Rimini sofa. Okay, so what can we do now? Okay, with this data. So now I have this randomly selected data. What can we do? So let's go ahead. I'm going to close this, and we're just going to use Twitter because I think that's just a really convenient way to test things. Okay. So we're just going to post to Twitter here. So we're going to create a tweet. And I already have my Weaverspace account configured. So it's going to say we're going to tweet this to Weaverspace. If you want a different one, you would just say connect to new account, and then you'd authorize and all that jazz, right? But I already have Weaverspace configured. And while that's doing its jam, let's launch Tweetbots so that we can see these tweets. That's not what I want. All right. Oops. There, Twitter. All right. And then let's just go to the Weaverspace account. Right here. My tweets. All right. There we go. Okay, so now let's do this. Okay, so now what do I want to tweet? Okay. I don't know, let's do check out our, and then we can inject data. Okay. If you notice here, so when you click on this, you can say insert data, and it gives you data from every previous step inside Zapier. So step 1 was our scheduler, and that actually does have data. It actually gives us the date and the time and date of when this ran. So that's actually quite convenient sometimes. Okay. I actually use this on posts for my weekly tweets about the Friday Hangouts. I actually use this and I go, check out our Friday Hangout for April 13th, 2022. Right. So I use this in that. We're not going to use that today. But yeah, let's go ahead and then we have our content from step 2. Okay. Which is this one right here. And if you want to, you can actually rename this, right? So let's rename this step and say, get random furniture. This one contains furniture, right? Okay, so that's that. So now when we go here, we'll see it says get random furniture here, right? So we're going to go into the get random furniture. I'm going to show all options. And what you'll notice is it has everything. It has the title. It has, it actually has the path to the square thumbnail, the path to the thumbnail. It has a timestamp, the number of words that are in the main content, labels, tags, all kinds of stuff. Genre, media. Looks like he's actually using the media for the. Okay, we'll put in that. We'll put in the media. It's super luxurious. Did I spell it right? Wow, I spelled that right. I can't believe it. Oh, I did spell it right. Wow. All right. Now, if you notice, I'm intermixing static content with dynamic content. So as you see here, this checkout hour, and then it's going to insert this particular field, and then it's always going to say this is it's super luxurious. I'm whatever. You can type in whatever you want, and then let's interject some. I don't know this data very well. I just know that it's here. And it looks like he has a summary here, but let's see, use this. It's just it's a horrible summary, but actually, okay, so here's another interesting thing we're going to do. So this summary field, actually, he's using Hipwig, okay? And this summary field has HTML. And if you tweet HTML, you're just going to see the HTML in your tweet. It's not going to look very good, right? So let's do something a little fancier. Well, let's revisit that. I'm going to, after we get this tweet done, I'm gonna add a step that will remove the HTML. For now, let's go ahead and inject it just for fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put in the summary here. Okay, and then let's say I want the URL. Well, I don't really have any of this live on my site actually. I have the permalink, but I don't think any of that data is actually live on my site. Hold on. Let's see if it is. Sandbox, like store. Oh, it is live. Score. Okay, let's find this. All right. So then here's the URL. So here's the URL structure, right? /store/product. Okay. So if we look at this, okay, the URL, the only thing unique about this URL compared to every other product is the permalink is at the end, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL, okay? And then I'm going to go over here. And actually, for now, I'm going to delete this summary. And then we click on that. And then, so now I have my URL. And then I need to interject the permalink. So we're going to take the permalink. There we go. So now this is going to link directly to that product, okay? Because it's going to put in the product name and it's going to link to it. And then next up, we need to insert our image. Okay, so how are we going to do that? So Total CMS uploads images, okay? So we go to our Get Random Furniture. And if we look here, we have, where is it? Here it is, image. Okay. So here, if we look at CMS data, blog, store, and this, but this doesn't have the URL. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and inject the URL, my main URL. Oh, oops. I put it in the wrong spot. Need to put it there. And then, oops, man, I need it. And then we need AMG, that. Oops. All right. There we go. So this should work. It should be the URL should be sandbox.doorwork.net/ and then this, right? So we got to put in our data there, and then Total CMS will give us the rest of the story for that image. Okay. Pretty cool. Should I shorten URLs? No, don't shorten URLs. Let's do continue. Oh, hold on. One quick second. I'm just going to say, this is a test from my live stream. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to continue. And we're going to say, we're going to test and review. Okay. Boom. And let's test and review. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay. So here I got this. Look, it says, this test from our live stream, checkout hour, and then it injected the name of the product. It's super luxurious. And then it links directly to our product. And we have the image. How cool is that? Now, if I were to enable this, it would do this every day. It would just pick a random product and it would tweet it out every day. And you could do all, you could post things to Facebook. You could do, I mean, sky's the limit. You could do all kinds of crazy cool stuff. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what does, because that is just super cool. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete this because, yeah, let's just delete that really quick. Oh, okay. Pretty slick, right? Now, earlier I said I wanted to show you how we can do something else. Maybe, I've only been here a half hour so far, but let's go ahead and learn something else new. Remember during this, this here, the summary data, if we look that we pulled in from each product, contained HTML, right? And let's say I wanted to strip out that HTML. Here we go. Okay, this contains these paragraph tags. Right? How can I get this summary but then sanitize it a little bit? Right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add a new step into here, and we're gonna do I think it's format. We are going to we're going to use, so inside format, there's a bunch of utilities. They have date and time utilities, number utilities, text utilities, some other more advanced utilities. I tried to use this one last week. It wasn't working out for like finding the random thing. So anyway, we're going to use text. So we're going to say continue. We want to transform. What do we want to transform? We want to remove HTML tags. Okay, so we want to remove the HTML tags. And the input of this is going to be our get random furniture and our summary. Okay, and we're going to say continue. We're going to test and review. And if you look here, that outputs. So let's go ahead and rename this step. Let's do format summary. Okay. And if you notice, this is the output. It removed those p tags. Okay. So if we go ahead and continue, if I wanted to, if I go to set up this action now, maybe instead of this, I inject my format summary and the output here. So we're going to inject the output, which is our summary without HTML. Okay, and we still have our link. And then let's go ahead and, retest and review. And there we go. It injected the name of the product, and then it injected the description. Now, this particular description isn't necessarily great for a sofa, but you get the idea, right? It took the entire one. Ooh, now unfortunately, if you notice here, because Twitter is limited, okay, it did break our link here. So something to be aware of, right? If you're going to be posting something like a description, I wonder if Zapier has some things where you can limit the amount of content in that, limit that to, here, let's look. Let me go ahead and delete that. So if you look at this tweet, if you look at the link, because I want to link to my product, obviously, right? So, and that link is broken because the text took up too much space, right? So we still have the image though, so that was cool. But we need to make sure we fix that. So let's go ahead and delete. Now, obviously, maybe, one of the fixes for that would be to not put in the description like I had before. But if you really want to have something in there, okay, let's see if we can format. And we want to do text. Let's see what other text functions they have. See, we have capitalize, convert to ASCII, default value, extract email address, extract number, extract pattern, find length. Oh, now that just counts the numbers. I don't want that. I mean, you could do so like you could do length on the summary, and then you could have like an if else statement in here because Zapier allows you to say if else. Then you could be like, if this is less than 10 or if this is less than 100, then post, else do something different. So you can go all out with this, but let's see what else there is. Extract number, split text, truncate. What's that? Max length. There we go. So we could truncate. So we want to take our format summary from step 3, okay, and we want to truncate it to be 50 characters. All right, let's say 75 characters. I forget how many characters Twitter allows you now. Let's do 75. Okay, so we're gonna do max length 75. Skip characters, nothing. Append ellipse. Oh, that's kind of cool. So let's append ellipse. True. So it's going to append an ellipse to that. Nice. So then we're going to rename this step to be truncate summary. We're going to say continue. And retest and review. So here's our input, and there's our output. Right? I think that's quite short. You could probably go a little longer. Let's do like 100. Continue. Retest and review. There it goes. And it even appends the tilde. I like it. It's kind of cool. All right, so let's continue. And let's go into our tweet now. And instead of that, we're going to put in our truncated summary with our link. And we're going to continue. We're going to retest and review. And voila, there we go. We got our link. We got our short description. We can click on it. Still takes us to our store. That is awesome. And let's just delete that. How cool is that, guys, right? So again, just this is obviously a introduction to Zapier, but it's kind of fun to see what we can do with tools like this to integrate and help automate ourselves. Now, as you guys know, I am working on Total CMS 2, and one thing that I want to work on with Total CMS 2, probably not at launch, but after launch, is official Zapier support. So like you won't need to do that little bit of code here. I'll have like an app in Zapier for Total CMS, and you can configure and get data and all kinds of stuff. You can send data, import data, get triggered events, all kinds of stuff. I think that would be really, really awesome feature of Total CMS. So yeah, hopefully this helped you guys out. I did see that Matt asked a question asking about what app I'm using here. This is an app called plist Edit Pro. It's not cheap, but I use JSON and plist files every day, all day long, so it's worth it for me. There is a cheaper solution though called, hold on one second. I think it's JSON Editor. So it's on the App Store. I think this one was like, I think it was like $2 or something like that. Oh, look here. Here, see. Oh, that one doesn't exist. Here, let's just do this. I'll chuck this one to my downloads folder here. That work? That didn't work. What if I do this? Can I do that? There it goes. So just give you a sneak peek on how that looks. Very similar concept, right? So you can still navigate through everything. So here's all the posts, and you can still see everything in here. So yeah, it's called JSON Editor. It's on the App Store. Here, let's see how much it is. I think it's literally like $2 or $3. I think there's probably I think I've probably bought like 5 or 6 on the App Store, but I still use Plist Edit Pro myself. Yeah, so there's Smart JSON Editor. I bought that one. That one has a lot of techie, geeky features. I think it cost a few dollars more, but I'd skip it. It was kind of buggy. There it is, JSON Editor. How much is it? I already bought it, so it's kind of hard to figure out how much things cost when you already bought it. They should make that easier. Like, I just want to know how much is this app now? I know I already own it. Pretty sure I only spent a couple dollars on it. Actually, I think I bought this bundle, which actually has a CSV editor, which is super useful as well. I do use that one, this easy CSV editor. I think like this entire bundle was like $8 or $9 or something like that. I recommend that. This bundle's pretty awesome. So check out this Essential Editors Bundle. CSV, Plists, and JSONs. I recommend it. It's good stuff. Matt says it's $4.49 in the UK. Okay. There you go. Cost of a Starbucks. Actually, it's probably cheaper than a Starbucks nowadays. Man, I went there. I don't go to Starbucks very often, but man, it was like, I think it was like $6 or something like that for like a latte. It was like, what are you talking about? Took my daughter to get like a smoothie thing that she likes, but with boba in it. It was like $7. I was like, what? Man, things are crazy. Okay. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Did you guys find it useful? Hopefully. I think it's super powerful. And I know you're gonna be able to do all kinds of crazy stuff, because we just posted it to Twitter, but there's an entire world behind Zapier that you can integrate it with all kinds of stuff. I mean, you can send out emails. You can, Josh had an idea the other day of, basically, so Zapier also has an idea where you can it has storage where, let's say a new blog post happens and you store a new blog post in the storage. And then once a week, you then analyze that storage and then generate and send out an email with all of them. Kind of an interesting idea, and then you can clear the storage at the end of the week or something like that. Definitely next level stuff. I haven't really played with the Zapier storage stuff much. I know it's possible. I just haven't gone that route. But yeah, hopefully you play around with this. There are alternatives to Zapier. Integromat is one. Integrately, I think it is. Integrate.ly or something like that. But I have to admit, Zapier has the most built-in integrations. And I was really complaining about their UI, and today they surprised me with some UI refreshments. And it actually seemed a little quicker and zippier today, because sometimes it's a little sluggish. Now, I would love for them to build an iOS app. If anyone at Zapier is watching, build an iOS app. I think that'd be really fun. Like creating zaps on my phone, like sitting on the sofa, just coming up with automation ideas. I'd be all aboard for that. Maybe an iPad app at least. I think the larger screen would be beneficial. But I would love to see an iOS app for Zapier. I think that'd be awesome. Being able to manually run a task from the Zapier app or something like that. Dude, that'd be hot. That would be hot. Okay. So guys, I think we're going to call it a day a little bit early. So we'll give you 20 minutes of your time back. And I hope you enjoyed today. And as always, check out, a good deal of the week this week, by the way, HTML5 video. If you don't have that stack, super good quality video stack. And yeah, it's just got a really beautiful, lovely player. And yeah, check that out. I think it's like 40% off. So great deal. And Fridays are Hangout. Every Friday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific, basically like an hour from right now, but on Friday. And we do this, but like on steroids, because it's just, you ask me whatever. You've probably joined some of the Zoom Hangouts that we've done via live streams. Those are a lot of fun. And lastly, if you don't want to miss any of our Weaverspace events, you can subscribe to the calendar. Okay. Weavers.space/calendar. And that will subscribe to the calendar in like your iCal or whatever calendar app you're using. And yeah, you can have a subscribed calendar that has all the live streams and hangouts and deals of the weeks and all that jazz. in it. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully you get that, because a lot of people, forget about Hangouts, especially on Fridays. So yeah, that's a good way to not forget. So I'll let you guys go. Take care. Hopefully we'll see you on Friday. We'll see you on the community. Go ahead and post. Go out there and make something great this week and post it on the community. Let us see. Take care, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.